Hi, welcome to the Holding Hands and Throwing Fists podcast. I got the mic.
And I have the opinions.
Welcome to Season 9, Episode 15.
You know what? You know what, babe?
What's up?
You know what the best part of Season 9, Episode 15?
What?
Is that I know we're ending at Episode 18.
Let's go, babe. Shake on it.
Thank you, Andreas.
Shimmy, shimmy, shimmy.
Shimmy shaking. Oh, yeah.
This feels good. I was pushing to record last week, and you were like, no, there's nothing worth talking about, and it really hit me. We're holding hands and throwing fists. We rule, and we do whatever we want.
Honestly, I think it was the right decision.
It was, because last week was whatever. UFC Fight Night was kind of weak. It was in the Apex, and it was quiet, but it was also the start of 8 straight weeks of fights, so that's cool. Shout out to Jim Miller, who scored a major knockout on the first round. Dude has been in the UFC since I was on tour with Ministry in Europe, and Andreas was still living in Cyprus.
It's like lifetimes ago.
For sure, multiple ones. Everything else was basically a decision and blah, but there was a devastating heel hook submission where Corinne Silva made Ketlin Souza's knee explode. It wasn't even a super technical heel hook, and it happened pretty early, but it was nasty. And you know, holding hands and throwing fists is a pro leg lock community, although it was pretty bad.
All right, that's great. I also wanted to add that Tim Elliott won his fight and he needed it.
Oh my God.
Holding hands and throwing fists. Like, we bring you what you need to know about these fighters. What you need to know about Tim Elliott was, like, his coach was James Krause, so he was dealing with that shit and still wanting to fight and make money.
Dear God.
And then he was dealing with going through a divorce, and, like, you know, that just fucking sucks. But why was he going through a divorce, George? Why?
I don't know. You're going off script, so I want to follow. Let's go.
Because I need you to find out.
Tim
Elliott's wife cheated on him with his best friend.
Yeah. It's pretty terrible.
He needed the win. I'm glad Tim Elliott.
And he aired it out himself on Twitter, which is a whole other thing.
Well, it's like people know.
Yeah.
You know, people fucking know. And so good. You might as well own up to it. And I'm sure it's not helping him, or not hurting him, rather, in the ladies department. Now everyone wants to console him. So it's like,
let's go, Timmy E.
Let's go, Timmy E.
Cool.
Also last week, it was episode 1 of The Ultimate Fighter season 31. What'd you think of the episode, babe?
I don't know. I've been on the record as being disappointed by Conor for so long and stuff, and we watched The Ultimate Fighter, so I guess it's cool. It's not like we're going out of our way to watch something that we don't watch typically. But for so long, there was this thing with Conor that he was like inviting, and like you wanted to see him, you know, and like see what he was about, and he had the gifts of gab and all this stuff. Is that what is that what it's called?
It was a little racist, but that's all right.
It's the fucking Irish. Who fucking cares about them?
Exactly.
And it was fine. It was just fine. But it's like that for me with Conor is definitely gone.
Okay. Yeah.
Like I want to go to Black Forge. What is it? Is it called the Black Forge Inn? I want to go to his restaurant because I want to go to his restaurant. But what I heard is like they'll come around and they'll be like, "Phones out, everybody! Phones out! If you want to see the big man." And then he'll come around and say, "What's up to the tables?" And I'll be like, "I'm good, man. I'll have a drink with him."
Or I'll have him comp us a drink. Shit.
Yeah, for sure. I don't need
holding hands and throwing fists here.
I don't take my phone out for no one.
So you were a little bit more of a hater. I thought it was pretty decent. If you've never watched The Ultimate Fighter before, it's beyond corny, but not quite cringy. And so I don't really mind it. Most fighters have it's a very similar story.
I'm doing it for my family.
They fucking love their families and they love fighting, blah, blah, blah. The confessionals are also like so dramatic. There's always just a black background, and then there's a bright ring light on the fighters, and all the fighters wear these fucking necklaces with a mic on it, and the mic is shaped like a fucking octagon. Like, but also I don't hate it. I don't know.
Yeah, 0 updates for 30 seasons.
Even with all that, I thought the episode was fine. I think you guys should watch it with us. It's just fun. The way they chose teams this season was definitely weird, but like, who really cares? I do think we need to see Conor and Michael Chandler more. I know you're not like in love with Conor, but I know you are in love with Coach Owen Roddy, and so we want to see the teams and the coaches more.
Amen. And I want to see them just train more too, which is cool. Let's see what's next. That's it.
An old classic.
Oh, MMA fashion. We do got to say that Conor just all the time. We say it. I say it all the time. He kills it in the Ultimate Fighter with his outfits. He's just wearing freaking dope suits all the time. Mm-hmm. But the winner from last week's MMA fashion was definitely Laura Sanko, who was working on the commentary desk, rocking a gorgeous pink blazer. Babe, I think we assumed, you shouldn't make assumptions, that it was a pink like pantsuit. But it wasn't. I think she was wearing white pants. Oh. And I was like, that's a very you outfit. I was going to say your name, but here we are. So yeah, she definitely won MMA fashion. And Brucey Bear wore a standard all black tuxedo. It's a little palate cleanser because he's going to be working for the next 8 weeks straight. 8 weeks straight. But I do love him when he rocks a simple classic black. And I think that rather than repeat some of his novelty blazers that he does, because we don't really like that as MMA fashion critics and really the leaders in the MMA fashion space, if you ask me.
By a mile.
By super miles. I think he should wear black a little bit more often.
Yes.
And I would like to see black with some trims and some piping.
Whoa.
There we go.
Maybe this week, since it's UFC 289.
Dude.
And George was thinking it's like not at all worth watching and that like we probably weren't going to watch it. But then he noticed that Charles "Do Bronx" Oliveira is fighting. Our boy, honestly, George's boy, Beneil Dariush.
Let's go.
This is a fight that's been talked about since holding hands and throwing fists started in 2019. So I guess we have to watch it. I do want to rewind, though, to the whole card. So the early prelims, first of all, just don't have anyone, but they definitely don't have anyone we care about. And then the regular prelims are really light too. I'm truly not sure how this is a pay-per-view card.
It's really weird, but because they got 2 championship fights, but also
it's weird.
No,
it's not. Charles is not. But it's a contender fight, I guess. I don't know. On the regular prelims, we only care about Miranda Maverick and Chris Curtis, but we don't even know who either of them are fighting. Still, we'll be kicking people out of our house so we can watch those fights and then the main card. We already told you about Charlie Olives and Benny D fighting, but also on the main card, we got Eric Anders.
Your boy.
Dan Ige is fighting Nate Landwehr, and that fight should be just like loco. And then the main event that George was saying was the title fight is Amanda Nunes versus Irene Aldana for the women's bantamweight title. Honestly, not the greatest card ever, but it's the UFC's first pay-per-view in Canada in years. So go Canada.
All right. There's another UFC pay-per-view that's coming up soon. It's going to be in August. I believe it's 291, and that's freaking super exciting. Pretty sure it's going to be in Salt Lake City. It's Dustin Poirier versus Justin Gaethje 2. They fought in 2018, and it was Fight of the Year, which was insane.
Wow.
Dustin Poirier, I saw this on Twitter, so that I'm going to give the proper citation, although I'm not going to give the person who tweeted this, which would be a real proper citation. But Dustin Poirier, since his 2018 Fight of the Year fight with Justin Gaethje, went 6-2 with 4 finishes, 2 decisions, beat Michael Chandler, and only lost in title bouts to Khabib and Oliveira. Justin Gaethje, since his 2018 Fight of the Year fight with Dustin Poirier, went 6-2, 4 finishes, 2 decisions, beat Michael Chandler, and only lost in title bouts to Khabib and Charles Oliveira. It was destiny. These guys fought each other in an incredible fight. I think it was Justin's 2nd or 3rd fight in the UFC. And they've had the exact carbon copy same record since that fight, and they're fighting again.
My jaw is on the floor. How could that be? That is wild.
That's pretty exciting.
That's pretty exciting.
Let's see what else we got since I did the notes this week, and I think I finally got my strategy. Babe, look at this tweet. It says,
I'm opening it right now.
Gonna tell my kids this was Tony Ferguson.
And it's a picture of AJ from the Backstreet Boys.
It's pretty great.
That's really funny. Thanks, babe.
Also on this, I guess this wrap up towards the end, Greg Hardy got knocked the fuck out in boxing again. So he's left the UFC because he got his ass cut, and he had 2 fights, boxing matches, and I think he got knocked out in both of them. So
He stinks.
good things happen to good people. And then one thing I want to shout out is the Warriors Cup is this Friday, June 9th at 6 p.m. in Melrose Ballroom in Astoria. It's also the Road to One, so it's Muay Thai, but I guess the winner of some of the fights or whatever, or potentially could get a contract with One Championship for kickboxing, which is pretty exciting. And I'm seriously considering going. So, Billy Alexander, I'm going to hit you up. Ethan, I know we got class Friday night, but who knows? Maybe we'll go to Astoria. And I might hit up Andreas. I also just might not go.
First of all,
because it's summertime,
these tickets, very few are left, so that's kind of cool. But they are not cheap.
It's $60 for regular seats and $120.
They don't have $60 left. Okay.
Damn.
And number 2, our friends invited themselves over, so we'll be getting the house ready.
You'll be getting the house ready.
Oh,
anyway.
shit. He's racist and sexist.
Never felt better, honestly.
All right, well, lucky for you, no fighting.
No fighting. There's no music. Just go.
Oh, come on.
I don't even know where it is, man. I got to reset it. Maybe season 10.
Fine, whatever. Our no fighting is literally no fighting, but it's about fighters. So we're just going to hit you with some life news for fighters. Raquel Pennington and Tisha Torres, both UFC fighters, announced the birth of a baby girl. It was announced on Instagram, and her name is Aaliyah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
With an
Aaliyah.
unusual spelling. And
should be Aaliyah. R.I.P.
If your birth announcement has to teach people how to already pronounce your child's name, you should rethink the spelling because you fucked them for life.
It's not even phonetic.
Aleia. So it's Aleia. I was
not
wrong.
Even phonetic.
Oh boy. Well, congrats, ladies.
Yeah, we love you.
Also in life news for fighters, Drew Dober had a baby, the first man ever to have a baby.
Got his ass knocked out.
His wife had a baby, and I guess he was part of it. Sonia Dober. Definitely pronouncing that correctly. Interesting name choice.
Sonia Dober.
Sonia Dober.
Sonia Dober.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know about that. And
Sonia Dober.
Last but not least, Patty the Batty Pimblett got married to his longtime girlfriend.
It's about damn time is what I'll say.
They were on their own timetable.
Yeah. I wonder how long.
I actually couldn't find out. I tried. Maybe next season.
You hear all this shit about Jared Gordon now that Dana is all fucking pissed off about him and all this stuff too. I'm just saying it because I guess they fought.
Yeah, and Jared got robbed.
The Holding Hands and Throwing Fists is a pro Jared Gordon podcast. All right, dude.
He's a hater,
He's such a hater, bro.
Yeah.
Any other news you want to end on?
No.
Continue to hold hands and throw fists as necessary, y'all.